I've said that the cross product is also known as the vector product because it takes two vectors and produces a new vector. So why is that? Why does the dot product take two vectors and produce a scalar, but the cross product takes two vectors and produces a vector? The answer is because we say so. It's a definition. We're defining this operation that takes two vectors, A and B, and produces from them a new third vector, which we'll call C. We're defining this operation, and we're doing it because it will turn out to be useful to us. So, what is the direction of this new vector we get when we cross A and B? We already know how to find the magnitude of A cross B. Now, how about the direction of this vector? To do so, we employ what's known as the right hand rule. So you're going to need your right hands here. Get your right hand out. Do some warm-ups, stretch it out, shake it out. Get that right hand ready to do some gymnastics here. Okay, here we go. If C, the vector C, is defined as A cross B, so C is the result of A crossed with B, we can find the direction of C by pointing the fingertips of your right hand in the direction of A. Let's look at this first picture as an example. So here's vector A, here is B. Point your fingertips in the direction of A with your palm facing toward B. Fingertips in the direction of A with my palm facing towards B, so that you can curl your fingers from A towards B. And then if you stick your thumb straight out, it will point in the direction of our new vector C. So take my fingertips, point them in the direction of A, I'm looking at this diagram, with my palm facing towards B, curl my fingers in the direction of B, and my thumb sticking straight out will point in the direction of C, straight up. So if A was this way, and I curl my fingers towards B, C would be up. Let's look at a few more. Here in this picture, they're calling the vectors U and V, or doing U cross V. So note that we take our fingertips and point them in the direction of U with palm facing towards this V, fingertips towards U, curl them towards V, and your thumb points in the result of U cross V. In this picture, we're doing A cross B. So fingertips in the direction of A with palm towards B, curl those fingertips towards B, and your thumb will point in the direction of C. Here we have the same A and B, but what we're going to do is B cross A instead. This was A cross B. Now we're going to do B cross A. So start with your fingertips in the direction of B with your palm towards A. Curl those fingers from B towards A, and your thumb points in the direction of C. Note the difference between these two pictures. If we do A cross B, our thumb points up. But if we do B cross A, our thumb points down, indicating that A cross B does not give us the same vector as B cross A. In fact, it gives us the opposite vector. A cross B is the opposite of B cross A. A few more pictures here. From this one, here's A and B. A is kind of up and out of the page. B is sort of into the page. Fingertips in the direction of A, palm towards B. A, curl those fingers towards B, and our thumb points in the direction of A cross B, out that way. Last two here. Here we've got A that way and B kind of up and in the page. So fingertips in the direction of A, palm towards B, curl those fingertips towards B, thumb points in the direction of A cross B. Thumb points kind of out of the page there. Or we can do B cross A, starting with fingertips in the direction of B, palm towards A, curl those fingertips towards A, and our thumb is pointing into the page here. Thumb kind of into the page like that. You'll have to try this out yourself to get a sense of the three-dimensionality of it. But a consequence that maybe you've already noticed is that if C is defined as the vector A cross B, then the new vector C will be perpendicular to both A and B. In other words, if A and B lie in some plane, like up here, if A and B are in the xy plane, then C will be perpendicular or orthogonal to that plane. If this is the xy plane that A and B are lying in, then C, the result, A cross B, will be at a right angle to that plane. And based on our knowledge of the dot product here, the product of the parallel parts, if A is perpendicular to C, which was A cross B, then C dot A will be 0. And if B is also perpendicular to C, then C dot B will be 0. This is an essential property, essential consequence of cross products. The new vector we get is perpendicular to the original two vectors. Okay, let's try and make more sense of this by thinking of some simple vectors, our unit vectors. Let's think about cross products between our unit vectors I hat, j hat, and k hat. Let's take a simple one. I hat crossed with j hat. Okay, we know the magnitude of it is given by the magnitude of the first vector times the magnitude of the second vector times the sine of the angle between them. And the angle between them is 90 degrees. So these are our unit vectors. Their magnitudes are 1, so that's 1 times 1. Sine of 90 is 1. So the magnitude of this is 1. And now we use the right-hand rule to determine the direction of it. I hat cross j hat. Let's draw a picture over here. I hat to the right, j hat up, and we're going to have k hat coming straight out of the page. K hat out of the page. Get out your right hand, and we're going to do I hat cross j hat to find the direction of our new vector. So fingertips in the direction of I hat with palm pointing towards j hat. And we're going to curl those fingertips towards j hat. I hat, curl towards j hat. And if we're able to do that, our thumb points in the direction of the new vector, which is directly out of the page. Our thumb is pointing in the k hat direction. Therefore, I hat cross j hat equals 1 times k hat, or I hat cross j hat equals k hat. I've got 9 possible cross products between our 3 unit vectors here. We just worked out this one. I hat cross j hat equals k hat. We'll see that the magnitude of any cross product between 2 unit vectors is going to be 1, since it's always 1 times 1, and all of them are perpendicular to each other, so sine of 90 is always 1. So the magnitudes of all these are going to be 1. Let's continue to use the right-hand rule to work out these directions. I hat cross I hat. Well, that's a vector crossed with itself. I hat will be parallel to itself. It has no perpendicular parts. I hat cross I hat will be 0. It doesn't give us a new vector at all. How about this? I hat cross k hat. So what we want is our fingertips in the direction of I hat with our palm pointing in the direction of k hat. My palm is pointing up facing k hat. So I'm doing I hat, then curl my fingers in the direction of k hat, curl them out of the board, and my thumb is pointing down towards the bottom of the page in the negative j hat direction. So I hat cross k hat, I hat curl towards k hat, thumb points in the negative j hat direction. I hat cross k hat equals negative j hat. Let's try this. J hat cross k hat. Okay, fingertips in the direction of j hat, palm pointing towards k hat, so palm facing upwards. I'm going to curl my fingertips, j hat curling towards k hat. If I do that, my thumb points directly to the right in the I hat direction. So j hat cross k hat equals I hat. Okay, I want you to take a moment and work out these other 5 right here. Pause the video, get out that right hand, stretch it out, and work out these other 5 cross products. You getting it? How's it going? Try them out. Ready? Okay, here's the results. J hat cross I hat. Fingertips in the direction of J hat. Got to curl towards I hat. My palm's not facing the right way. I need my fingertips with J hat, but my palm facing towards I hat. There we go. So J hat, curl towards I hat. My thumb points straight into the page in the negative K hat direction. J hat cross I hat, negative K hat. Not a surprise because J hat cross I hat should be the opposite of I hat cross J hat. And we see that they are, K hat and negative K hat. If you flip the order of the two vectors being crossed, you flip the sign on the resulting vector. J hat cross J hat, that's a vector crossed with itself, that's 0. Same here, K hat cross K hat, that's a vector crossed with itself, that's 0. Down here, K hat cross I hat. Okay, K hat's out of the page. Need my palm facing the direction of I hat. So K hat out, curl towards I hat, and my thumb points in the direction of positive J hat, towards the top of the page. So there's K hat crossed with I hat, points in the J hat direction. Which is, of course, the opposite of I hat cross K hat over here. Last one, K hat cross J hat. Okay, K hat straight out, but I need my palm in the direction of J hat. All right, so fingertips with K hat, palm towards J hat, curl K hat towards J hat, and my thumb points to the left in the negative I hat direction. So K hat crossed with J hat equals negative I hat, which is the opposite of J hat cross with K hat right there.